New York lawyer Michael Cohen's attorney, Lanny Davis, under fresh scrutiny following comments he made on what President Trump knew about that 2016 meeting at Trump Tower with the Russians.
Well, I think the reporting of the story got mixed up, and in the course of a criminal investigation, we were not the source of the story.
Got mixed up? You really think we're buying that? Lanny Davis, or the president's probably going to call him Lion Lanny, now walking back those claims, admitting he was actually the source behind that report, the anonymous source.
And here to react, GOP Senator and Judiciary Committee member Sen Graham. Sir, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. They got mixed up for a very long time.
Now, is this a mix-up or was this a lie?
I just think it was, I don't want to call him a liar, but the story did not hold water.
Well, it was an extraordinary story, though. I mean, last week when Michael Cohen, it was announced that he had cut a deal. That was gigantic. And then on top of that, Lanny's fishing out, or he's going out with that tantalizing prospect that he might have something to tell Mueller, which was not true.
Word of caution to the public. A lot of people have tried to convict President Trump. Don't be so fast. I've seen no evidence of collusion after 2 years. Mueller's looking at it. We'll see what he says. Plenty of corruption in the Department of Justice and the FBI. Should be stunning. Not one Democrat seems to care. Reverse the roles.
What corruption? What do you mean?
Well, okay, just imagine if the Republican Party had hired a foreign agent to go to Russia to get dirt on Hillary Clinton, and they used it to get a warrant and never told the court about it. It'd be front page story everywhere. That's pretty corrupt when the two FBI agent and the U.S. attorney, the DOJ lawyer, it's our job to stop Trump. Can you imagine what would happen if it's our job to stop Clinton?
Senator,
good point.
Senator, when those emails were found on Anthony Weiner's laptop, there's reports now that they didn't look at 700,000 emails. They looked at about a tenth of them, 3,000. And Peter Strzok ultimately decided what would be looked at. How do you feel about that?
Well, Peter Strzok clearly was in the tank for Clinton, hated Trump. No American would get the same treatment she did. If you were charged or suspected of this kind of misconduct, you'd be in jail now. An interview not under oath, a couple lawyers who really didn't ask hard questions, and you pivot to Russia before Clinton's done. They had a bias against Trump for Clinton. It was obvious. They gave a politically corrupt document to get a warrant on an American citizen. This dossier to this day is still unsubstantiated. They never told the court that Christopher Steele was on the payroll of the Democratic Party. Russia was involved in our election. They were involved in terms of developing this dossier.
Yeah.
Well, Senator, switching gears a little bit,
Yeah.
you were very close friends with Senator John McCain.
Yep.
There were some things that you wanted to tell us here today on the Curvy Couch about the last couple of days and what's to come in the next week.
I've been a basket case to all the friends that I have who reached out to me. Thank you. It means a lot to me. To the family, John had 7 kids, a bunch of grandkids, and a lovely wife. All the tributes to John really matter. I appreciate getting the flag down and the president saying something nice. If I had to pick one person to explain America to someone from another planet, it would be John. He could answer the question, who are these Americans? Yeah. Along with Mark Salters, the most eloquent expression of what America's about came from John's lips. He was my mentor, he was my friend, and I feel a real obligation to send him off well and to continue the legacy.
And you saw him a couple of weeks ago. What was the last thing he said to you?
I have not been cheated.
I have not been cheated. What did he mean?
That he'd lived a life beyond any imagination that he had as 17. So I'm going to talk on the Senate. An after-action report is common in the military when a mission's complete or an operation is over. Lessons learned. From the time he was 17 until he passed away a couple of days ago, what are the lessons learned from this man's life? I was in Vietnam with him. We went to the Hanoi Hilton. It's a museum. We're the bad guys in that museum, by the way. So you go to his cell, and he's looking in, and you can tell his memory is going really quick, very nostalgic. And there are photos all over the wall of the prisoners sitting in chairs with sunglasses and playing volleyball. And all of our minders are there with us. And I said, John, this doesn't seem so bad. And he smiled, and he says, I don't remember it this way.
Yeah, a little bit of a different story.
Because we had to get out of Vietnam, right?
You have a life, live it. He lived it.
God, yes. Live it, don't be afraid,
Right.
and make your mistakes and move on.
Thank you for sharing with us. Appreciate it.
Look forward to your remarks on Senate floor. Thanks, Senator.